All right, everybody, welcome back. HSC Podcast 154. Got Big Box Steve on the mic, Big Smooth, and Fresh West. We got a big movie review week this week. Talk a little bit NBA, maybe some hot topics in the NFL. But don't forget to subscribe and like, comments. Looking for movie ideas. We've got some comments on those. So if you have comments on movies you'd like us to review, please leave them in the comments. We'll check them out. So let's jump into NBA Finals. I got to start with this, and tell me what you guys think. At the beginning of the NBA playoffs, would you have had the Pacers with a chance to win the NBA championship right now? Like they're up 2-1. Like who picked the Pacers to be there? Wes.
Well, yeah, Wes put money on it.
Yeah. He's like, I got it right here. I got receipts. He's like, show the receipts, Wes.
Right here.
Here's the receipts. Nice, dude. That's crazy that you picked that though. Because you think about the Eastern Conference. You had the Cavs, who were just killing it all year. You got Boston, you got New York. I mean, how did you pick the Pacers?
Really, Carlisle is the best coach in the NBA, and they
Yeah.
got enough pieces together to make a run. But I wasn't going to say that I was favoring them to win, but all these teams were just functional so much that there's a chance. I mean, throw $20 on it. Why wouldn't you? What do you throw $20 on OKC? They're the favorites.
Yeah.
They should win the whole thing, you know. But you just never know.
What do you think is giving the Pacers the edge right now? Why are the Pacers up 2-1? How did they get here? Like, what's the Pacers'
Better
advantage?
coaching. They have a better coach.
That's just
Makes
coaching.
makes adjustments. He's got 10 guys he relies on. They have SGA. They're trying to figure out how to contain him. They contain him pretty well. I just don't think it's going to last throughout the playoffs. You're not going to contain him that well. He's going to figure it out. It was one game. He still scored 24 points.
Yeah.
He just didn't have his best game, but you just don't know. I mean, right now the probability for Indiana to win any team that goes 1-1 and they win the next game is 80%. So, you have a chance, but you just never know. It's up for grabs. It's a series. But if anyone thought that their OKC was going to walk all over them, they just don't know basketball.
Yeah.
It just wasn't going to happen.
Well, they have a lot of momentum, right? They've been playing well throughout the playoffs. They've got some big wins in late games that gives you a lot of confidence, going into the series.
Right. It's still, to me, OKC's still the favorite
Yeah.
because probably next game, SGA is probably got 40 points. You know,
So you telling
Couple-
bettors they should take 33 over on SGA on points?
oh, I would.
Yeah. Because right now he's at 33, 33 and a half is his over under.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, I'm putting money on that then. I'm taking Wes's advice. SGA is going to score 40
Oh, over 33. Not necessarily.
over 33. Not necessarily 40, just over 33.
He's not going to have 24 like he
Yeah.
does.
Well, he kind of I mean, he was on his way to over 33 in the fourth quarter. He just didn't score anything because he had 24 at the end of the third or 22. He just didn't score anything in the fourth. I don't. I think OKC's problem personally right now is they're going too much to like Jalen Williams.
Jalen, yeah, he's very streaky.
Yeah,
And so they're looking for that second component. And it's like, it should be Chad.
Right.
over Jalen. I mean, to me, it's even Chet. He made some bad plays in the fourth quarter. It's like it's all on SGA. He has to make everything go, and everyone else has to step up. And he can't do everything. No.
You watch him, he's getting a lot of hockey assists per se, right? Where he's moving the ball around where he'll go and he'll get double teamed and kick it around. And these guys are missing open shots. Your Caruso's, your Wiggins, uh Dort had a little better game last game, but he hasn't really hit those open shots.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts there, Derek? Who's going to win there? What's the advantage?
I really don't care. I hate both teams.
The Knicks are not in it. He doesn't care.
Um, I think it comes down to, and reason we were thinking the Thunder this year was because last year they completely shot the bed, right? They were supposed to be the team and they choked. And you thought, okay, maybe they learned from that. But in this series, when the going gets tough, they fold. And I mean, game one was ridiculous. You're up, there's 22 seconds left. You get fouled. Don't go and try and take a shot and then miss.
Right. Well,
So,
they also, yeah, I mean, at the end of that game in game one, they became very passive. They didn't stay aggressive to win that game. It you really felt the Pacers coming back, and it's like you have to get fouled. You got to get to the line. You can't miss jumpers, and give them a chance to get back in the game, which is kind of what happened in game one.
right. Yeah. So that's for me, I just think they're still too young and inexperienced. Where, the Pacers, like Wes said, you got Carlisle, you got Siakam, who's already won a championship, and he was a big part of that team that won. Uh, Halliburton, when he came into the league, it wasn't like he was a 18-year-old coming out. He had experience. They seem more like a team, experienced team that doesn't. That's the thing is like, when they played New York, both those teams were battle tested, and it was just the Pacers were better. And I don't feel like the Thunder feel battle tested.
What do you guys think about, the guys coming off the bench, Obi Toppin, TJ McConnell for the Pacers? They're putting in big minutes, they're putting up numbers. Is that a benefit? Is that helping the Pacers right now more than OKC's bench is helping them?
Well, yeah, Mathurin, put up the most points by a bench player since Jason Terry.
Yeah. Big game
Without
like
him, they don't win that game.
yeah, 24 points. Whose bench is stronger, Wes? OKC or the Pacers?
Right now, I think it's the Pacers. I mean, just because of McConnell. Look how the difference he made yesterday. I mean, overall, I mean, it's Carl knows how to use his bench better in different ways than OK's. I don't even he just has experience doing it. You know, um,
No, I agree. I think I really think McConnell's making a big difference all playoffs for them actually. Because it's not just, I mean, it's not like he's scoring a lot of points, but he's getting a ton of assists and doing little things, rebounding, but still scoring 8 to 10 points a game on average, getting 4 or 5 assists a game. When Halliburton goes out, or you bring him in with Halliburton, he's been a critical part of them, being able to move the ball around. So who we taking? I mean, what's your guys' pick?
I already took the Pacers. I'm sticking with the Pacers.
Staying with the Pacers. So Wes got Pacers winning it. So the early prediction HSC podcast, we got Fresh West taking the Pacers. What do you got, Eric?
Uh, yeah, I think I'm going to take the Pacers too. I just feel like Halliburton Siakam is better than Shea and whoever their second best player is.
Yeah. I mean, I
And I
think we
want
have
West to win that money.
we want Wes to win that money. Get that money, Wes. I think we got a consensus after watching the first three games. I think the Pacers have the advantage here. Not just because they have a 2-1 advantage, but I think they're playing better. So our consensus is Pacers winning the NBA championship.
And I don't like the Pacers, but they've never won an NBA championship. And then screw the Thunder. They left Seattle. So screw them.
It's kind of weird. Seattle, OKC, it's weird. They remind me of the old Sonics. They're actually kind of like the same team.
Right.
It's like, well, it's just the dumbest thing too. Like, okay, you have the Thunder or the Supersonics. Come on, man. We're going to be called the Thunder. We're going to take away the awesome name of the Supersonics. The cool.
Don't get it back.
Well, and you went to Oklahoma City.
Yeah, exactly.
That's probably one of the fastest growing cities in America, though.
Yeah.
Because everyone's poor, and so it's a cheap place to live. You just have to deal with the tornadoes. You might die in a tornado, but you can live there for cheap.
Oh, you're right there in Tornado Alley. Come on. So I mean, that's kind of wrapping in NBA. We'll continue to follow it as it finishes out. We talked a little NFL last week. I mean, anything NFL right now that's kind of sticking out. I mean, just looking at the highlights or what the media is following, there's just not a lot happening in the NFL right now.
Sure, there is. There's someone's after the Bears. The Bears are in the crosshairs of someone in the media. Dude, it's wild. Like every day, it's Caleb. It's Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson, you shut up.
Yeah,
Shut the hell up. Don't say another word until you actually snap a football. Like there's someone like creating all this buzz. You got this book coming out about Caleb. Caleb just, if there was a book coming out about me, I was like, oh, he said this. I'd be like, I don't need to talk. Keep talking. I want to be a bear. I want to be a legend. I mean, shut up. You're so annoying. You sound like a teenager.
Yeah, you're right. The problem with the Bears is that it's 100%. It's time for them to like put up or shut up, right? Like they need to play this year, especially with all the Ben Johnson stuff. You've got this talented team. You did a great job in free agency, but at this point, like they really have to play. And if they come out,
Hard Knocks.
dude, if they come out and do another 5-12 season,
no, you can't.
All I'm saying is Caleb needs to throw for 4,000 yards.
Yeah, well, we all know that story. How do you have a franchise that doesn't have a quarterback that's throwing for 4,000
probably
yards?
one of the oldest franchises.
That's wild.
Well, that's how all those rumors got started. He didn't want to go there because he thinks they have bad luck, the quarterback, and that's coming out in that book. And so now he comes out and whatever his stupid agent's telling him, well, just deny it. No, don't say anything and say I don't care to comment. Why does
No.
everybody have to talk all the time? You just sound stupid. You sound like you're guilty.
Right.
You're better to say it. Next. Oh, you're asking about that next.
To be fair, if you're a quarterback, college quarterback, did you really want to go to have Eberflus coach you?
Well, but if you know, especially everyone in his camp, everyone knew Eberflus was going to be gone. That was a given. Like,
I think that's true.
If you knew anything about football, you knew that guy was a dead man walking as a coach.
Yeah.
He
Eberflus
just
was
looked
not
incompetent.
Yeah, he was not retaining his job. No way.
Then why did they play Caleb? They should have let him sit on the bench.
I have no idea. They should have. To get him killed like that. I mean, when he was running around at the end of the season, he didn't look right.
No.
He didn't look like himself, like at USC. I'm like, he might have been injured.
Well, that's why not keep Justin Fields? You gave him away for nothing.
No.
Just let Justin Fields stay in and play, for the first half of the season. And now, look, Justin Fields, he's going to be a champion in New York.
No,
He went to if you're talking about cursed quarterback places, you went to
but he has nothing to lose there. Think about it. The expectations are so low that I actually think he's gonna be productive.
Yeah.
I just don't think they can make the playoffs.
Is he going to come out with the flat U.S. flag the first?
He'll pull his Achilles tear an Achilles on the way out.
Do they start on September 11th? They probably do.
Oh, jeez.
Well, that's Aaron Rodgers too. Like everyone's talking about Aaron, and
we haven't talked about Rodgers yet. So I mean, this is
we haven't. They just talk about it every day.
He's a Steeler. I mean, is it good for the Steelers? Like, how does Aaron Rodgers help the Steelers?
Gets them to 500.
Maybe. That's about it.
He gets them to 500. Well, what do you think? You think the Steelers can go to the playoffs with Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, I mean, it's Mike Tomlin, so of course he can. Kenny Pickett got him to the playoffs, right?
I don't know who you're talking about. You're talking about Cody Pickett?
Better known as Cody Pickett.
The starter for the Browns.
No, I mean, I watched, Eric, sadly, I watched him in practice. I don't know why, but he's running around better. He does look more mobile. The only thing that concerns me is when he makes statements like, well, you know what? It's just a good fit for my soul. Like, what's your soul have to do it? Terry Bradshaw hates you. Like, you better get your soul aligned with Terry Bradshaw's. Because that's the face of the Steelers. Roethlisberger, we all know Roethlisberger. Tomlin, Terry Bradshaw. Go watch Super Bowl highlights of Terry Bradshaw in the Super Bowl. Good luck Patrick Mahomes doing that.
I did hear something interesting, and I typically don't like the ESPN talking heads. But a good point was made is like, what would you do if you were the Steelers? Like, what other option did they have? What, you're going to keep Russell Wilson? You're going to keep Justin Fields?
Get that quarterback from the Stallions. And what's his name? Magoo. Guy's pretty good, dude.
I mean,
at least
maybe.
give him a tryout. You can't tell me he's not that bad.
It might be a better option.
He's probably just so angry. He's like, why am I playing in a stadium where there's 20 people watching me when I could play for the Steelers? You never know.
You could get the next Kurt Warner. Could be the next Kurt Warner, right? But yeah, I mean, you think about it, though, the Steelers were in a hard position, and there wasn't a lot available to them.
Well, they could have drafted Jackson Dart.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're a Jackson Dart believer? Like he's your
No, but like you said, they had no options. I mean,
yeah.
the only quarterbacks taken was Cam Ward, right? Before the
Right.
Steelers picked.
And it's messed up the way the Steelers are, especially the fan base. They think that with the core that they have, they can win a Super Bowl next year if they have a quarterback, which I think they're a little bit off. Like they don't have the core on offense to do that. But that's the mentality. It's like Tomlin's job is like that. It's like, okay, you if we have a quarterback, we can get to the Super Bowl. It's like, really a rookie quarterback? How many rookie quarterbacks have won a Super Bowl? Let me tell you, zero. You know, how many have been to a Super Bowl? Zero. It's like, and it's just unrealistic to think Jackson Dart or anything, oh, they're going to get us to, we're that good on offense. It's like, you're better than Baltimore. You're better than the Bills.
No.
You're better than, the Bengals. No, you're not. They're high. It's a fan base that's desperate for a championship because they've had so many championships for years.
Yeah.
And it's unrealistic. It's not going to happen. Now, Aaron Rodgers, does it give him a chance? With injuries in the AFC, maybe. You never know. Injuries changes the whole trajectory of a whole season. You know?
You can say that about a lot of teams, though. It's like, oh, a bunch of injuries happen. We have a chance.
You're saying there's a chance.
Defensively,
remember, he said it's a good fit for his soul. So his soul is outside of the realm of what we're in. So maybe he knows something we don't know.
Then he got married.
Dude, and he's married? To who? Hopefully
that's the thing is it's the mystery woman. They're not showing who she is, but
so
he's
that's
like,
what
oh yeah, I got married last month.
3 months. The next 3 months is like, who's every time I turn on First Take? Oh, who's the mystery woman? It's gonna keep her hidden so he can continue to be in the media 24/7.
Yeah.
But realistically, the Steelers defense is solid, right?
Well, JJ Watt's not even showing up to camp.
Yeah.
He wants more money.
Well, everyone else is getting paid. Why not him?
Yeah, I mean, they all want more money.
I mean, when a punter is getting paid so much, JJ Watt's like, really?
But the Steelers draft was kind of weird though, too, right? You take Derek Harmon.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, why don't you just take Jackson Dart? Just like you were saying, Wes, what happens if injuries happen? What if it's Aaron Rodgers that gets hurt? Then you're done.
Oh,
Right.
well, I mean, you
Who's
do
their
have
backup?
You have Skylar Thompson,
Mason Rudolph.
Mason Rudolph. Yeah, I'm not confident. I don't know. I don't know if the Steelers are going to continue the Tomlin streak here. But we said that last year, and look what they did. So that's kind of interesting. Obviously, Browns NFL or Browns quarterback camp has been interesting.
It's probably
That's ridiculous too. It's like they're keeping stats on their OTAs, and I'm like, dude, no one cares about OTAs.
Yeah, but I guess it doesn't really matter. Have you seen like the JJ McCarthy stats though? Because we talked a lot about him last podcast.
Were they bad?
No, they're really good.
Oh.
Well, yeah, he's throwing to Justin Jefferson and Addison. I mean, yours might not be bad, Steve. I mean, think about it. Why do you think Aaron Rodgers took so long to make a decision? He's like, I want to go to the Vikings. That's a Super Bowl. That's a wrap. It's like, oh, here's Justin Jefferson. Oh, he's covered. I'm going to throw it to the best number 2 in the NFL besides T. Higgins. It's like, it's just.
it's a good spot for him right now. And but the problem, or not the problem, but the thing is that he looks really good, which
It's
for
good.
me is unexpected. I'm not a JJ McCarthy fan.
But he
I
played.
think it's Kevin O'Connell. Think what he did for Sam Darnold. I mean, how many teams was Sam Darnold on before all of a sudden he became good?
McConnell is gonna he's going to take his strengths and work with it, and he's gonna try to not expose his weaknesses. JJ McCarthy has weaknesses. At Michigan, he's protected by a great running game and a great defense and a great coach. And his coach was a quarterback, and he kind of protected him for for his whole career. But the arm talent is there.
It is
You
like
see the arm talent,
he's the new Uncle Rico, dude. He can throw the ball over a mountain.
just like
And he
Zach
has some
Wilson. Just
wheels
like Zach
too.
Wilson can throw over a mountain, right? Where's he at right now?
Yeah, Zach Wilson's a good example of that.
Oh, isn't Zach Wilson with the Dolphins?
Yeah, you have Zach Wilson, dude. Tua's sweating. He's got Zach Wilson, and he's got Quinn Ewers. And I hear Quinn Ewers is very mad about being drafted that late.
Wait a minute. Did you guys happen to see the Jalen Waddle?
No,
Dude looks like he's gained 30 pounds.
is he waddling? Is he
Literally,
doing the waddle?
literally waddling, dude. I was like, Jaden Waddle? He
Is
came
it
to
muscle
camp.
or fat? Sounds like
Dude,
fat.
he looks like he's 30 pounds overweight, dude.
He's got
Selfie,
some
man.
time. They're young. It's if it was 30, if we needed to lose 30 pounds, it'd take forever for those guys.
Yeah. It was pretty surprising though. Just I don't know if you guys saw that picture of him. It's crazy. You should check it out. Um, Dolphins. I don't have a lot of hope for the Dolphins this year.
Oh, there's all this hype. We have a new mentality. We got this new. I go, wait a minute, you got the same coach. I mean, I'm not saying. What about Tyreek? I mean, you don't know the state of mind Tyreek is. He's like, am I really invested in this team? Which I could go to a championship team. This is a championship team. Like, no.
God, I'm looking at Jalen Waddle's now picture. Dude looks like a fullback.
Did you? Is that not crazy?
Yeah, it's like his shoulders got huge too.
It's the most wild thing I've seen for a receiver of what his status used to be. Right? He was that kind of good
He almost
route
looks like they
runner.
put Derrick Henry there.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Dolphins all also. Let's talk about Dolphins for a second. Is A Chain that good? Like, what's A Chain going to do this year? Is he a top fantasy pick? Is he a guy you want to ride?
I think, isn't it right? Is that who that is there? Jalen Wright, right?
They have a couple guys. Well, they got Mosert's gone.
Yeah, Mozart's a Raider now. I thought it was Jalen Wright.
Yeah, I think you might be. Oh yeah, yes, Jalen Wright, and
Yeah.
They have Madison too, and they drafted Ollie Gordon, which I think is a great draft.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think if he has the spurt ability that he once had, I could see it, but he's been injury prone lately. And I feel like Wright is coming in also. So I don't know if he's going to be a
Yeah,
top seven running back for fantasy.
yeah, I've seen a lot of fantasy hype on A Chain, and I don't know. I don't know if I'm bought into that. I think your his durability has to be a question, but he has the big playability, which
Yeah.
anytime you're drafting a running back, you want that he can go for 50 yards and a touchdown because that gives you, 11 points right there.
Right.
But yeah, I'm not really really high on the Dolphins right now. Looking at their roster, their defense doesn't look strong. And this kind of comes back to the Patriots thing, right?
Yeah,
Jets are down.
Patriots overtake them.
Yeah, Jets are down. Dolphins don't look great. Like Patriots have that chance to kind of jump up into that second position.
But they're all going to be under 500, and then the Bills will be like
Yeah,
14-3 or
yeah.
15-2.
Bills definitely look good. I don't think you can. I don't think you can give that division to anybody to Bills, obviously, but the other three teams are very questionable.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing is you got rid of gosh, why can't I think right? The defensive guru. Um,
For the Dolphins?
yeah. Well, he's now the Vikings defensive coordinator. He was the head coach.
Oh yeah, yeah. Brian
Flores.
Flores. Yes,
I mean, he got what, 3 years and did about the same that McDaniel's done.
right. And McDaniel obviously had a better team.
Yeah. Remember it was that they wanted to tank for Tua, right? The
Right.
Dolphins.
Tank
And
for
then they
Tua.
ended up with an okay. I mean, it was still bad, but it wasn't like, and then they still ended up with Tua, but he'd overachieved with that team.
Right. Yeah, Dolphins definitely on their way down. Anybody so thinking about right now, looking at the NFC, AFC, be honest, the AFC, looks pretty open. Like you got Baltimore, you got Buffalo, you got the Chiefs. I really don't see any other teams that are really sticking out in the AFC.
Well, you got those are your perennial three, and then you got the up and comers. You have the Texans, the Broncos, the Chargers. They're all like sexy picks because they got young quarterbacks. Or
Bengals,
like
you
the
got to throw the
Chargers, who
Bengals
they
in
always
there.
say is going to be good, and then, but like we said before, a different head coach now, so maybe the hype will finally match the Chargers.
Yeah, I don't know that the AFC is going to be as strong as I think they were last year. NFC does look a little stronger.
Really does it though? Because the South and the West kind of not that great.
Dude, everyone's talking about the 49ers. They're back. I'm like, you guys are high.
They're back.
Oh yeah, yeah. Of course you're gonna say they're back because they're like, hey, we need to legitimize the fact that we paid some dude 50-some million dollars, to be our quarterback, which I mean is ridiculous. It's insanity.
He needs to start doing commercials.
He was, I
Yeah,
remember as
yeah.
a
Oh,
kid,
oh,
dude.
you want to get just like Burrow and and all these guys is like, hey, you want to get paid that much? How about doing some commercials? Hey, why don't you learn from Michael Jordan? He might teach you something about winning and how you market yourself and how you make money without bleeding your franchise and your fans. By the way, bleeding your fans to death with ticket
Right.
prices where we can't go watch a Bears Raiders game because of $400 effing dollars because we got to pay freaking Geno Smith.
Well, let's talk about the Raiders for a second. What are the Raiders' playoff chances?
Like, well, of course they're pretty high. The only problem with is they shouldn't go to the playoffs. They should tank so they can get a real quarterback. But of course they're high. They're going to be higher now. They'll probably make the playoffs so they don't get Arch Manning. They'll get like what? the kid from Oregon or something. They'll do that.
Well, looking at the AFC right now, it does look like the Raiders have a pretty good chance.
Well, if you look at what we said, the East, it's just Buffalo, really.
Right.
Maybe the Dolphins surprise us. The South, it's just really the Texans or maybe the Jags, right? We don't know.
The Colts.
Colts with Daniel Jones.
They said they predicted Daniel Jones the comeback player of the year.
Comeback player of the year, Daniel Jones. The problem is he's thrown to the wrong team.
The only problem is Daniel Jones. But you know what? I'm not gonna. Stranger things have happened. I mean, look. A lot of strange things have happened in the NFL. Like they got a pretty good nucleus. I'm not saying they can't make the playoffs. Like even, it's still going to be like the Chargers probably. Chargers are going to make the playoffs.
Chargers look good. I would definitely say Chargers are right there, probably in the 5th seed, right?
Yeah.
Well, they might. Who knows? Like I can't. It's hard to say this because they always prove you wrong, but the Chiefs might take a step back this year. You never know.
And we say that every year.
I know, but they.
But are
history,
they not?
I mean, they were what, like 8-1 in one-score games last year. You can't replicate that 2 years in a row.
That's tough.
Here's the key. Maybe they'll realize that we need to stop doing commercials because we look like idiots. And maybe we should just go out there and play football, and they'll probably win every game. I mean, that's the whole thing. If I see one more Andy Reid commercial, or dude, even Bill Belichick, I know he has like some freaking 20-something-year-old girlfriend, but he's not going to do that to himself on TV.
Oh, the Allstate commercials, dude.
Just stop.
Or State Farm. The State Farm.
Save us all. Just stop.
How about the Broncos? I mean, I know you guys hate the Broncos, but they did pretty well. Their running backfield is real deep. Bo Nix obviously coming off of a pretty good freshman season.
Yeah,
on paper it looks good, but remember, on paper the Texans looked good last year too. Look what happened. Sophomore slumps happen. Is it going to be Bo Nix? Is it going to be Jaden Daniels? Is it going to be Caleb Williams? Who knows? One of those rookie quarterbacks is not going to have a really good second season.
Yeah. Sean Payton's a good coach. I'm sure that he can manage a good 9-8 season, and maybe it's 10-7 to get the playoffs, but that's about it. Like it's my occupation to hate the Broncos, which I do. But I actually, what is not my occupation is to hate the Chiefs worse.
Yeah, right.
I'm pretty neutral about the Chargers. The only thing I hate about the Chargers, they're in LA. It just doesn't, it's not 1964. They should be, and I hear they're going back to San Diego, which I don't believe these people that tell me that, but
they should.
I hear they're getting the stadium in San Diego, but.
So one of the big downfalls of the Broncos last year, I thought, was in their running backfield. And now you add J.K. Dobbins and you draft R.J. Harvey. Big upgrade. You add Dre Greenlaw at linebacker.
Isn't he already hurt, though?
Well, I mean, he's been questionable since he ran on the field in the Super Bowl. But yeah, he is. I think they did a good job. So Evan Ingram at tight end, brought him in too. Looking at the AFC though, I just don't see a lot of their teams that are much better than the Broncos. Outside of the division winners.
I mean, I don't, every day we see the headlines with the stupid quotes. I wish I would have just wrote down all the dumbest quotes from those facility first takes from all these quarterbacks. Caleb's the worst by far. But Dak, I mean, we could just rank how dumb. None of these people should talk. I would put a freeze on everybody. Nobody talks. Because you just you're gonna make us lose. Like you're digging us a hole already, especially Caleb. It's like
wait, Wes, give us the worst.
I can't.
The worst talking quarterback in the league.
Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott?
Dude, by far. I have to agree for once with Stephen A. Smith on this. He says the same thing after almost every win or loss. It's like
it's on to Buffalo.
It's on to Buffalo. It's just like you don't want to dislike the guy, but he's creeping up on the all-hate team.
Yeah, I think he's
on
right.
The practice squad right now.
I mean, just kind of looking at the teams and thinking about the starting quarterbacks, I think you might be right.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Cowboys, geez, what a dumpster fire.
Hey, went up. They might make the playoffs. You better. You got Dak Prescott got Pickens and CeeDee Lamb, which, it's a good thing to have Pickens because I think you can contain CeeDee Lamb to a certain extent. Now you have Pickens. I mean, they got some weapons. They should make the playoffs. If they don't, then, Dak has no more quotes to say, you know what, on the next season. Or what did his coach say? Like, if we make a Super Bowl, but if we don't, we just move on. It's like, yeah, you moved on for 28 years. I mean, your fans are like completely, you traumatized your fans. They're like, we used to watch the Cowboys in the Super Bowl every 3 or 4 years. That's a string. 28 years.
Right.
I mean,
well, what's the common denominator? Why is that, Wes? Because
Jerry's
mentally
juice,
knows and thinks he knows more than anybody else.
Jerry's juice.
Let's get this straight. Jerry Jones, great at making money, bad at running a football team for winning.
Yeah.
But isn't that funny? Doesn't that scare everybody? That should scare every NFL fan if you're invested in your team and you're not the Eagles. Because Eagles fans won't put up with it. But if you're a team like, hey, you know what? We made 15% more than we did 5 years ago. We're doing good. And your fans are drinking themselves to death. And you have a problem.
Themselves to death. But it's still business.
Yeah, it's business. But you know what? You're in the business to win a Super Bowl. It's like that. I mean, come on. Isn't that what it's about? It's like Dak Prescott.
Should be.
Dak got paid by metrics. He said, look, I help bring you in this much revenue. You made this much 10 years ago. You're making this much, so I get this much piece of the pie. And you're an owner, and you're like, well, yeah, you kind of did. It's not you, but you were the quarterback. So that's why you make this. Look at Brock Purdy. And it's all about metrics and business. It's not about winning.
Well, we
Brock
talked
Purdy
about
went
this
to a
before.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, Purdy has the receipts. And he went to a NFC Championship, right?
True. Okay. True. That is true. So that means they're going to win the Super Bowl this year, right?
No, absolutely not.
Jordan Love's going to win the Super Bowl.
Jordan Love. Yeah, let's not talk about Jordan Love.
Off his back foot the entire game.
No, he said he's going to work on that.
What are the chances that the Eagles go back-to-back?
Very good. I think it's very good.
I don't think so.
Oh, a little dissension.
Well, they lost all their depth on their
chances.
defensive line, and that's what won them the Super Bowl.
Right.
Well,
They still have a lot of talent, though,
Yeah. But they
especially on
traded
offense.
Bryce Huff. They let Williams go. They let Sweat go. I mean,
Well, okay, so the question is though, with the offense they have, though, you got AJ Brown, you got Devontae Smith, you got Saquon Barkley.
well, I mean, the Lions got better, right? I mean,
Yeah, but they have Jared Goff at quarterback.
oh, there we go.
is Jalen Hurts that much better of a passer than Jared Goff, though?
No,
No,
and I guess
push
that's the big
push, man.
question. The big
Yep.
question is Jalen Hurts good enough to lead them back to a Super Bowl? Because I think they have the talent around him.
No, it was funny because Sirianni said today, he's like, we're gonna do some modifications to the tush push. I go, what kind of modifications are we talking about here, dude? You can run the option out of it? Like, what are we talking about? These
It's got the
quotes,
Fumblerooski.
these quotes, these quotes.
Bumbaruski.
Uh, yeah, I mean, so I guess Jalen Hurts is the question in that team for me.
But that he's also been to 2 Super Bowls.
Right. Then now we're making that Super Bowl
But
argument,
Goff's
right?
been to a Super Bowl too.
Well, and then Eli Manning's won 2 of them against Tom Brady. Apparently, he's the best quarterback in the world.
Well, apparently everyone's mad he didn't make the Hall of Fame in his first time.
Dude, Brad Johnson won a Super Bowl.
Right.
Stop.
Right. Trent Dilfer.
Where's Brad Johnson now?
But yeah, with Brad
Trent
Johnson, Trent
Dilfer.
Dilfer only won 1 Super Bowl and only went to one.
Still Brad Johnson.
Yeah. I mean, I like the Eagles' chances given looking at the teams in the NFC. I think the Eagles have a good chance to win the NFC again. I mean, Detroit obviously last year kind of like, fell apart. I think they'll get back there.
I mean,
Hey.
Eagles have to worry about Washington.
Washington,
They're good.
That's Washington's a sleeper.
Yeah, but they're not no, they were a sleeper last year. They're going to be on everyone's radar this year.
Right.
And we'll see how Jaden Daniels handles it. I'm sure he'll handle it fine, but they're not going to sneak up on people anymore. We'll see. If they come out 8-0, I'm like, okay, Jaden Daniels is creeping up into a top 5 quarterback.
Yeah.
If he comes out and okay, we can't defend him because he is very slippery. He's elusive and he can throw the football accurately. It's like, but then again, I look at CJ Stroud and I'm just saying that's CJ Stroud in a sense where it's like maybe they'll figure him out. But he's so slippery, he might not.
No, Jaden Daniels is a lot of stuff that CJ Stroud can't do.
No, he can't run like that. He's not Lamar Jackson, but he runs good enough.
I mean, he's pretty close.
Yeah.
Well, let's think about this. Darling, rookie quarterback, leads the team far in the playoffs. Next year, they get a disgruntled star wide receiver.
Wide receiver in Debo. Right.
Everyone thinks this is their year to make waves. Let's see what happens. It could be just the same thing.
Yeah. Derek's all about the same old story.
History repeats itself.
History repeats itself. I like it. But yeah, I would say on paper, Washington did appear to get better.
Although McLaurin is disgruntled right now because he wants a new contract.
Well, they all want new contracts.
Of course.
That's just the history of the league. So
come on, McLaurin deserves it though.
All right, well, let's go for our way too early Super Bowl pick.
No.
Way too early Super Bowl pick.
The Browns versus the Niners.
Not who's going to win it. Not who's going to win it, but who's going to be playing in it. And definitely not picking the Browns.
I'm going to be boring. Lions, Ravens.
Lions, Ravens.
Bengals, Lions.
Ooh, Bengals, Lions. I'm gonna go Buffalo, Philadelphia. So that's our way too early HSC podcast Super Bowl picks. Mark it down, write it down. We'll put it on a short. That when it happens, then we can say, look how smart we are. All right, well, we'll wrap sports there. We got some movies to get to for our double weekly movie review. So we'll be right back with the weekly movie review.